In a devotional thought today, I want us to talk about the second coming of Jesus. Our text is Mark 13, verses 14 through 37. Now, there are many people that get confused as they read through the words of Jesus because they don't understand the purpose of his words and what he's really talking about. People confuse the rapture and the second coming. Now, we live in an age right now, the age of grace, the church age. It's actually an interruption in God's prophetic plan. You don't find it back there in Daniel's 70 weeks, okay? This is an interruption between the 69th and 70th week of Daniel. This is an age of grace. This is the church age. Now, when you understand that, you begin to recognize there is a second coming and there is an end of the church age, which we call the rapture. Now, the second coming of Jesus is not a secret coming, but it is a return. I want you to notice with me, beginning with verse 28, Jesus said, "Now learn the lesson of the fig tree. When its branches bud and its leaves begin to sprout, you know that summer is near. In the same way, when you see all these things taking place, you know that his return is very near." In other words, he's already come and he's coming back again. You can read through these scriptures later, but I want you to notice that his return follows some things. It follows the Antichrist image being set up in the rebuilt temple in Jerusalem, verse 14. It follows a great time of anguish for the world and for Israel that the world has never seen before, verses 15 through 20. It follows this time of great tribulation, of this time of great anguish. And he's teaching the Jews, actually. He's teaching the Jews when they see the statue of the Antichrist set up in the temple of God, the rebuilt temple, they need to flee from Jerusalem because it's going to get really ugly really fast. He's teaching them, this is his mercy. He's teaching the Jews how to live in the Great Tribulation. He said, "Then Jesus shall return." Look at verse 26. It says, "Every eye will see him." Verse 27, there's a supernatural regathering at his return of all of Israel back to the land by the angels. Now, I looked at that the other day and I thought, well, isn't that beautiful? Because I hear so many Jewish people talking about making aliyah. They make their return to the land. Jews from America, Jews from Russia, Jews from Ukraine, Jews from Ethiopia. They make their aliyah. They return to the land. But at the second coming, angels will go out across this world and they will gather all the Jewish people back to the promised land. It will be a great supernatural regathering. It won't be a natural thing done with airplanes. This is at the end of the Great Tribulation. I doubt if there's a lot of airplanes that are still flying at that time. This will be a great supernatural regathering. And so he tells the people of Israel, verses 28 through 37, to keep watch. He's not speaking to the Christians. We're not going to be here. We're going to be enjoying the marriage supper of the Lamb and the bema seat of Christ in heaven. But he tells the Jewish people to keep watch. Now, brothers and sisters, you must understand, Jesus was speaking to the Jews in these passages about something that one day they're going to go through and they're going to experience. But the church, who has accepted Jesus as Messiah, we're part of that great catching away of grace called the rapture.